Hello everyone. Here we will see the notes of In India, written by Nissim Ezekiel. Introduction. In India is a set of poems which may be read individually or together in juxtaposition with each other as one long poem. Here we come to know In India is a set of poems. It has many poems. Typically, for Ezekiel, their tone is highly personalized and he uses the first person I. Here, point of view is first person. The poem is an exploration of identity of the nation as well of the self. Here we can see exploration of identity of the nation. It says about nation, it is India. It highlights the preoccupation with religion in our country. It says about the religious beliefs. It brings out difference from other nations and cultures, especially on aspects of socio-sexual behavior, how the social activity runs. The last poem is a metaphor for the Indian colonial experience. We know we went under England colonialism. It says about the colonial drawbacks or effects. The poet experiences our difference being educated, intellectual, and Jewish. He is a Jewish poet. So from his point of view, he wrote In India poem. Now we will see about poet. Nissim Ezekiel has published 8 books of poems in English, which have as many as 240 poems in all. Together he wrote 8 set of books. It totally included 240 poems. The collections are A Time to Change, 1952, 60 poems written in the year of 1953, The Third, 1959, The Unfinished Man, 1960, The Exact Name, 1965. Then also he wrote many poems. Ezekiel is a modern poet. Many of his poems are humorous satires on Indian English. It is having ironical context. Analysis. The poet uses the technique of collage to create a concrete and graphic picture of India. He says all over aspect of India. It evocatively gives the poverty and misery of these people like a painting. He images poverty of India to a painting. The poet feels very conspicuous and self-conscious among the poor people of the city. This makes him uncomfortable as if exciting under direct gaze of the blazing sun. He says here the condition of poor people is too worst in India. The educated and much travelled poet feels misfit among these illiterate poor people who seem to be thoughtless. In the next section, second, the religious background of the boys who were otherwise very normal and robust are highlighted. The last poem phrases the Indo-British encounter in the Indian woman's sexual mischance with her British boss, allowing at one level to be interpreted as a poem about the Indian colonial experience. It elaborates India's diversity. You can come to know here poem involves all the aspect of society. It may be social, it may be poor or the poverty condition and even diversity also. Critical comments. Ezekiel uses 5 verses. His stanza is very neat. The lines are roughly even meter, very rhythmic and controlled. He is very artful and sophisticated in the uses of literary device. His poems are iconic. In all poems, the poet shows a great preoccupation with the self as well as the outer world. His outer world is not a natural or organic one as for romantic poet, but it is human and urban. This is modern aspect of his poverty. Irony and other poetic device. Ezekiel used many techniques like irony, satire, collage, caricature, and allegory. He also used parody and comic burlesque in the poem in India. Especially, he said ironically or satirically or in indirect way the problems of India in the period of colonial. Ezekiel and India. India as a country has a strong fascinated for Ezekiel. He explores various aspects of country such as its people, their religion, intellectual tradition and culture. It also shows the sorrows of its people, characterizes psychology and mannerism. It says the positive and negative feelings of India and Indians. If you like my effort, please hit like button. Also comment in the comment box and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you.